All right. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of SML Podcast. Actually, it's episode 36 already, guys. Episode
Wow.
36. So, we have myself, MM2K, man, aka Stadia Doses News, who's always dropping that news on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is one thing I want y'all to understand about today's show, right? First of all, as always, we're going to try our best to keep it absolutely absolutely real. And we're going to just go ahead and just kick off this discussion by talking about all of the games that's dropped on the platform, all of the games that we've been playing, and other things like that, y'all. We have a lot to jam pack into the show today, as usual. So we're going to try our best to not forget anything today. But before we do anything, we got to go ahead and kick it over to the brother MM2K, man. Y'all let us know if the mic sound good, if anything crazy is going on with the audio or the visuals or whatever. Because the audio has to match the visuals, or something's just not right. But MM2K, man, how you feel today? What's going on, bro?
I'm feeling good, brother. It's a great Saturday. We're kicking off a fantastic Saturday, that is, because it's SML time, baby. And then after SML, later today, we're going to have some streams in between that. I know Jim's got a stream coming up like around 1 or 2. And then after that, we're going to kick off the official Summer Community Championship with a big Q&A session. So we're going to talk about all that, but I am excited. And I know in between that time, my brother Storm going to be ripping out some wonderful 4K, 8K video and all that other stuff. So, this is going to be a hell of a Saturday.
We got to talk about that, man. We got to talk about all that. And I really have a message for the community, man, and because I need your good grace. I need you all. I need you all's forgiveness and stuff, man. I really do. So we'll get into why in a minute. But MM, man, what we're gonna do, y'all, today is we're gonna remind you all 2 things. Yin Meat Zhang of Gaming. I just jumped in and stole this from MM. I know you wanted to do it, man, but let me steal it, man, because this right here is monumental stuff right here. We're back. We're back, y'all. YMYOG, Yin Meek Zhang of Gaming podcast with myself, Snow Bunny, and Rome Rush. That will be happening at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Also, before all of that kicks off, at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we got the Revolutionary Storm with no other than the Stadia Revolution and myself. I mean, one thing about the Revolutionary Storm I could tell y'all is that, man, people have been coming over there checking that out, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. The discussion gets so real. It's so grown, so grown up and everything, so just like rational. And it's so far that show has been something that we cherish, man. I really will say that. Now, we cherish all of our shows, but the Revolutionary Storm is something that we had to put on the back burner for a while, y'all. We didn't know how we were going to deliver it at times. It almost didn't happen. So I had to remind people, man, just the fact that we got that show out there for y'all. It took a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of energy. So shout out to Rev, man, for helping to put that one together. And shout out to Bunny and Rome for that YMYOG return, y'all. Absolutely. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
So moving right along, my bro. What games have we been playing? Y'all see today, we're going to streamline everything. We're not playing around. We're not going to get into all that extra talk today. We don't have time for it. But MM, what we do have time for is what games have you been playing, bro? Have you been playing no games? Have you been playing one particular game too damn much? Have you let Madden go? The people need to know, man. What's going on?
No, I haven't let Madden go. Even though I'm a little frustrated because, like I said this Thursday, I haven't played a sports game, Storm, in years. Like the last sports game I was playing was NBA 2K14. And I played that all the way up to 2019. That's
he didn't
crazy,
say 17.
Anyway.
He didn't say 19.
No, I didn't say no. I said 14.
14. I think 13 is the greatest of all time, man. 13, I like 17, 16, 17. I like those, man.
So I gotta remember. Yeah. You know what? I think 13 was. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a great one, and that's why after 14 I just stopped, because after 14 I just couldn't dig it anymore. So I haven't been keeping up with these games on how the franchise mode, the mode that allows you to, determine who you keep and who you trade, how they handle the contracts now. In Madden's way that they do the franchise contracts is crazy now. Like, it's not as in depth as it used to be. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was giving mugs that only deserved $5 million a year. I'm giving them $30 million contract.
Yeah, man, that's a fatal mistake. I had to learn it. We've all had to learn that, man. Overpaying, underpaying, and losing people. Yeah. It's real.
So I gave a couple of cats $30 million contracts that were like only were looking for $5 million. So they were like, hell yeah. And then I ran out of cap, and then I had one cornerback. I forgot the guy's name that I had to keep. So I had to franchise him. So that sent my cap in like the tens of millions over, and I had to ditch everybody else. So
man, where's the Knicks? We go hard, man. We got to help the bro, man. We got to help the bro with this money management, man.
I may have to start over. I don't know. I mean, I'm playing. I went from winning the Super Bowl, undefeated, and I didn't have to reset it all, y'all. I went undefeated. Just won the Super Bowl by 1 point. I won against Seattle Seahawks. And I beat them 15-14, man. It was a great game. I should have recorded all this stuff, but I normally play Madden on the go. That's how fantastic Stadia is. I play it on the go, or I play it when I was at the hospital with my wife when she was doing her rehab. But now I got to refigure that. But that was just one thing. But yesterday, and this is another reason why this Saturday is going to be so fantastic, because some point in time, the Stadia Dosage members are going to get to opine on this great footage. But Storm, yesterday, I played some Rainbow Six Siege. My God. We're gonna talk about that. I can't get into it today because it'll take up the whole damn show.
Oh man.
But you talk about a hell of a game and a hell of a port on Stadia. Mind blown. That's all I gotta say. And that's been pretty much it. But I've been playing a lot of those games. But those are the only 2 games I've been playing this week.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Actually, you might say, what? The chat might say, what? What the hell is going on with Storm these days, man? Now, my brother just told y'all I've been doing this 8K, 4K, 5K, 6K. You know what I mean? Sometimes 7. Sometimes 7K, y'all. I even tried 16K. I don't have enough VRAM on my 3080 for that, though. But I tried 16K resolution in Shadow of War, right? Shadow of War allows you with the Ultra Texture Pack to try 16K resolution, y'all. It's getting crazy out here for the future of gaming, man. So I know some people are like, wait a minute, I just got into 1080p. But I tell you right now, there's a place for a brother like me, who wants to, and I know that 8K and 16K is not realistic right now. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's very realistic. 8K is definitely realistic, right? But I know that's not a common thing right now, so I won't go too much into that one, y'all. But I ran into an issue, and I do want to share it with y'all, man. I have a problem. MM2K and everybody, man. I have a real serious problem right now. With Stadia. With Stadia. Man. Here's how it goes. Google Stadia. I can't keep up with the moves that y'all make. You're moving too damn fast for me, right?
Yeah.
Google Stadia. I know people said y'all don't have no games. Yeah. But I find that I'm struggling because I've been a founder since day one. I'm struggling right now trying to figure out what the hell game to play, Google Stadia. I don't know what to play. I got so many games that I'm finding myself cycling through all of the damn games up and down like a pattern, right? And I don't know what to play, man. There's so many games I could jump into. I don't know. I want to know if anybody else has this issue, man, because I'm telling y'all right now, when I had my external hard drive on my Xbox Series X, I kind of ran into the same problem. But on Stadia it's different because I don't have to download any of those games. I don't have to worry about deleting anything and all that. I'm just cycling through. And I'm like, damn, do I really want to play Ys 8? Because Ys 9 is dropped now. Do I really want to go and jump back on the Resident Evil Village and knock that out? Do I really want to get deeper into Cyberpunk? Do I want to go and just play an indie? Do I want to play Guilt again to find all the collectibles? Y'all, this is the real problem that I'm having. You think I'm lying. You think I'm making this up. I'm not playing games. I get stuck. Do I want to play more Destiny 2, Division 2? It's so beautiful, Division 2. Do I want to get back into Judgment? We talked all this about Judgment and all that stuff. Rainbow Six Siege is here. One of the biggest multiplayer games in the world, and Storm is not on it right now. Y'all don't see me on Rainbow right now like MM2K. because I have this problem, man, and I gotta shake out of it. I find myself looking at being wowed by how many games I do have available as a day one founder who's claimed every damn game, everything, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pikanuku, all that, man. Pikanuku, whatever it is, I've claimed everything, man. Hey, listen, man. I've claimed every game. And I'm telling you, there's so many hours, thousands of hours of gameplay. I get overwhelmed, man. When I look at it, I'm just like, yo, and I don't have to worry about, I can't even uninstall them to help me out, man. They just right there, like, bang. Hey, all these games on Stadia right here in your face, Storm, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do with all of us? And that right there is my problem. So how do you all handle that, chat? You know what I'm saying? Let me MM2K, how do you handle that?
Bruh, I tried to handle it. I mean, there's so much stuff out there, and I try to handle it the best way I can by creating content, specific content. Like one of the things that we're doing on the channel, Storm, is it's called My First Look for the members, and I want to go back in the hot tub time machine if I can, real quick, Storm. I know we got a lot of topics, but I remember a show with me, you, and Rev, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember you and Rev was in the back, you know what I'm saying, with your pipes and your chains like Michael Jackson's beating. Y'all was like, we gonna get this K-Cat because he's sitting there talking trash on these indies, right? And I was like, what? And I was like, it's just indies. Like, what's the big deal? But man, did Stadia take the pipe and the chains from y'all and beat me over the head and say, look, don't sleep on these games. We are curating quality content on this platform. There's a lot of it out there, and we're still giving it to you at a faster pace than you were getting it from Xbox last generation, if you look at the same time period, right? And we're giving you quality content. Shout out to I think it's Stadia Hunters that show you where
the achievements,
the average meta, the achievements and the average meta of some of these games too. It's great stuff. So people say, well, what is the perk of being a Stadia founder? Every single game that was released on Stadia Pro, and I think it's 90 plus games so far, such high quality content. Games like Darksiders Detective. That's a hell of a game. And it took me back to the Sierra Tandy 1000, my ultra nerds. They'll know what I'm talking about, the Tandy 1000 days. So there's so much great stuff on this, Storm. The only thing that I can do to opine and appreciate all of it is I got to create special content that keeps me on track. I'm like, try this. But then my mind is blown because it's like, I think the real question is, Storm, what do you dedicate yourself to? Because I know we want to dedicate ourselves to games, but there's so many damn good games that are on the platform and that we were given that you don't know what to dedicate yourself to. So.
Absolutely, and that's the problem that I'm having, y'all, and it's really a problem because I'm telling you, you feel guilty. At least I do. I speak for myself, man. I feel guilty skipping over games that I know I could, like the SteamWorld games and stuff that deserve hundreds of hours of gameplay, right? But it's kind of like, how do you? It's just a balancing act, man. I don't know how to balance right now. I think it's a great problem to have, though, at the end of the day. So we're going to move right into it, man. We got some big things coming up. If you all might have heard of this Summer Community Championship by now, yes. If you have not heard about it, my brother MM2K did a wonderful video on the Stadia Doses News platform. Where can they find that, MM? And can you tell us more about this championship? A brief overview of the championship, man, because I dropped the link is right there pinned in the chat. It's at the top of the chat. You can find the link right there. You can register today. It's also in the description of this stream. You can go and check it out, y'all. The registration process and all that is cake. It's easy. If you have any questions, there's a host of great people that can point you in the right direction. But MM2K, what can you tell us about the video, brother? And how do you even do this, man? Like, do we just have to get the years in to do what you do without fumbling, without stuttering, without starting over 100 times, bro? How do you make that happen? Because I have yet to make my video. I can't do it, y'all. I can't. I can't do what my brother does. But how do you do all this, and what's going on with the Summer Community Championship?
Now I can sit there. Now as delightful as it would be, Storm, for me to sit there and take that, and make it be like, well, Storm, it's just years of perfection. I can't do that. I can't lie to the people. Oh, hell yeah, I had a script. I had a script. Shout out to my brother Vivendi. I said, psst, Vivendi, hey, yo, help a brother out. He's like, what's going on? I was like, man, I can't say all this on my own. Give me a script. Shot me up with the nice little script. So you know what I'm saying? So and again, I don't mind saying that. We're all human. Ain't none of us perfect. And it's okay for those of you that are inspiring to do what we're doing, which again, we're nobody special. We're just people that's rocking the mic. You can do this too. But it always is, but you gotta be organized. Like Storm, that's my brother from another mother. When I ain't on my, you know what I'm saying, on top of my game, my brother's like, come on, man, we gotta get organized. The best thing to do when you're doing this content creation is you ain't gotta be the swiftest talker, the most, comedic presence, but you gotta be organized. If you're organized, pull out a script when you got to. But anyway, that's what it was. We got a script together, and it was important for us to get a script because I didn't want to just come off the top of the dome and not hit all of the particulars that were important to the people.
Right.
With that being said, Storm, there's still a lot of questions about this. Mm-hmm. So here's what's going to happen. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today on the Stadia Dosage News platform, Clive, Jack Deslip, and myself, we will be doing a Q&A session for those that want to register and participate, because there's $1,400 on the line potentially, and we don't want nobody to miss out. So definitely slot out your calendars for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. That's in about 5 or 6 hours, something like that. Come and join us for the Q&A session. We're gonna go over everything for the tournament, so you all can get registered ASAP.
Man, $1,400 is enough. That's enough school clothes for my son for the year, man. Damn, it's a lot of money, bro. I tell you what, man. So y'all definitely stick around. Make sure you're on right there in front of the screen for that one, because it's just gonna be awesome to see, man. We've had a lot of great events in the Stadia community, y'all, and this right here is one that's shaping up to be up there, y'all. As far as like just engagement and all that, and fun, like overall fun, So we want to move on, and we'll get back to that. But remember, I have it pinned in the chat, and it's also in the description of this video. I put some nice stars around it and all that to make it easy for y'all to find. All right, so we also had the homie, Four Scars Gaming, a.k.a. John. Just John Scar. Yes. You know what I mean? He's nobody special. He's just a guy that just gives away every damn thing, man. I'm waiting on Scar to say one day, man, I got a Ferrari. Storm, if you want it, I got you. Scar just gets all the dope giveaways, and I appreciate the brother, man, because I'm telling you, he don't have to do all that. He don't have to do it, but he does it. But what I'm going to tell you something else Scar does. He goes live with developers. He goes live and breaks things down, y'all. The key things that we need to know about what's going on with Stadia and cloud gaming, and as well as console gaming and more. That's John Scar. But tomorrow, when is it? Monday? When is the Monday. Google for Games Developers Summit, y'all? It's a 2-day event, man, where they're going to be talking about a whole lot of things that I really can't even understand half of it right now, y'all. I've been looking at the website and everything, and I could probably drop a link for that as well. But John Scar is going to be streaming this on his channel, y'all, at 4 Scars Gaming. That's how you can find him on Twitter, and right here on YouTube, it's 4 Scars Gaming as well. So y'all can find them, man. Check that out. I'm gonna be in the house. I'm gonna be in attendance. But if you don't know who John Scar is, y'all, you might want to do a little bit of research, man, because the brother's on top of this game. I got it up on the screen, bro. Okay, there it is. All right, let me go ahead and let me pull this up, because I didn't know if I was gonna actually be ready with the most can today, y'all. But I think I'm good. Hold on. All right, I think we are good to go. Let me go ahead and share that. Boom. And it should be available for everybody to see. So, y'all, we're just going to give you a brief overview of the calendar right here. You know what I'm saying? The outlook, so you can see exactly what's going to be going on. Like, this is starting from, is this day 2 or?
This is day 2. Let me scroll up a little bit and see. Because I thought
I know the Stadia portion is going to happen. I know it's going to be a 15-minute segment or whatever. So it's nothing to go crazy about. Like, they're not going to be announcing any major games and all that. No Call of Duties and stuff in this one, y'all. But it's going to be some very informative information, man. But go
Well,
ahead.
I'm looking at it now, brother, and it's more in depth than we thought. It's going to start on day 2, and so from 12 p.m. to 12:15 is the Stadia keynote.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "Come here, the latest and greatest from one of Stadia's business development leads. You'll learn about new offerings for all Stadia partners and how the Stadia team is working to make it easier to bring games to the platform while delivering new ways to maximize the return on launching Stadia titles." Oh wow!
Right.
So that's the kickoff to it. But that's from 12 to 12:15. But in 12:15 to 12:40,
you're right, sir.
There's another session called Less Time Porting, Inserting, More Time Creating. Learn from Stadia product managers about how we're making it more efficient to bring games to Stadia with significant investments in cloud-native tooling and automated certification process. No, let me stop.
You don't say. You know what, though? Me and Stadia Revolution, we did cover this, man, but I just kind of forgot. You know, I didn't know if we wanted to go in and highlight it for the people. I didn't want to go into it. I just wanted people to go out there and just tune in to Four Scars Gaming and learn something, y'all.
But that ain't it, Storm.
Oh, that's not it?
That ain't it.
So let me apologize to the people for saying 15 minutes. I do take that back. We got how many different blocks right now that we're going to be talking? They're going to be talking Stadia. Let's go, man. Let's go, MM2K. Break it down.
From 12:40 to 12:55, bringing new value to Stadia partners. Brand new incentives are coming to Stadia, and they empower developers to drive their success in awesome ways. Come learn how to make the most out of publishing your game on Stadia and take advantage of everything the platform has to offer. And that's going to be hosted by Alan Joyce. And then let me see, there's a connecting with gaming creators, 4 things developers should know. And this is just general gaming stuff.
But go back up now. Hold on. Don't overlook this key line right here. Hear directly from YouTube gaming creators about best practices they think all marketers and game developers would benefit from to connect and engage online and all that, y'all. We talk about that stuff kind of heavily.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that in.
And that stuff is important, Storm, because look, we always get asked, and I'm just doing a basic search for the name Stadia to make sure that we ain't missed anything, okay? But here's the thing. The YouTube integration with Stadia, okay, no, that's it. But it's almost an hour. It's almost an hour block of Stadia goodness. But and I would stay for the YouTube part of it. Oh, excuse me, the YouTube part of it too. Storm, I don't know if the homie John Scar is going to cover that part, but I would watch that part too, y'all. Only because the YouTube integration is vital. When Stadia closed SG&E in plans of what we all know now, because it's been validated a billion times over, when they closed SG&E to do this, to get in the trenches more with developers and give them more assets and resources and how they put here, how to learn from Stadia makers and how making it more efficient to bring games to Stadia. When they closed SG&E to double down on that effort, one of the first things that they brought out, and I'm going to say this ad nauseum because it's going to get some people mad, is they had the Catherine Hassai interview, to sit down with Catherine Hassai, one of the product leads, I believe. She sat down with Input Magazine, and the first thing they talked about was YouTube integration with Stadia. So I think it's more than coincidental that following up an hour-long series of discussions about Stadia, that you got the YouTube part of it coming on. So I would stay tuned for it all. Those are my thoughts.
You know I am. I mean, I'm definitely going to be glued to the whole event.
Absolutely.
And I will say this. I'm also going to be doing a live stream of the State Summer Community Championship. But stay tuned for details on surrounding that, y'all. Registration began today. Started. And again, go over there and register, y'all. This is the last time we're going to be able to tell y'all to register. You don't want to miss out. And I know it's going to be, how many weeks, MM? 4 weeks?
4 weeks. So it's going to be a week for every game. And I'm gonna let the experts, hit all the notes on it at 4 p.m. just in case they can clear up any mistakes that I make. But as we see Sneaky Ray Sherrod in the house, but we're gonna do 4 weeks. Each week is gonna be a different game. Now, right now, we haven't revealed the other games because we're trying to manage unfair advantage and stuff like that. But we're going to address that later today. But here's what's going to happen in addition, Storm. You're going to get a week to tally up points. We're going to re-go over the point system and all that other stuff. And then we're going to reveal what the following week's games are. So definitely check it out. You know, it gives you a wide window of opportunity to do some things, to play and do some stuff. And it's going to be fun. And then at the end of the day, like Storm said, there's money at the end of this.
Oh, man.
So you can't beat that with a stick.
Woo. Yo, there's a lot right there, y'all. There's a lot right there. Yeah. But I tell you what, man, while we're in here, right, we're going to go right back to the most cam, man. And I mean, the most web. Sir. And then we're going to go ahead and get into that Stadia blog, if you could get that on the screen, man. This week on Stadia
blog. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
If I can
because even though we've touched on this, man, I think there's a whole lot more to elaborate on when it comes to the games that we have available and what they mean to the people, man. What they mean to the people that's on board Stadia and those who are ready to jump in at any given moment right now. Now that there's millions of devices in their homes, it makes it easy for all of this stuff to happen, for these games to be played, man. So when you get that up, but right now, first of all, before you get that up, I'm going to highlight this chat real quick, man. We got Aaron Grunberg in the house, man. Jay Smith is in the building today. We got Charles Aaron. Good to see y'all. Dominicano 791J.
Dominicano.
All right. Ray Sherrod with the eyeballs.
Sneaky Ray.
Roger is in the building. All right. Vic Del Mastro is in the house. Squid, all the way from Zona. What's going on, Squid? Unitrix is in the place. All right. We also have Rashad Lawson in the building. What's going on, Rashad? I haven't seen you in a minute. Boy, what's the deal with you, man? Hope all is going on. Going well, I mean. We have...
Absolutely.
Heath Stevens is in the place.
Heath.
All right. We got to get on that PUBG, man. Every time I see Heath now, man, we got to get out there. We got to jump out that plane with Heath Stevens, man. G. Millie is in the building. All right. Cloud Gaming Dad is in the house. Stadia Doses News. Wrong Yeezy. Could be anywhere else in the world right now, but he's here right now rocking with SML Podcast, episode 36. Project Storm is in the building, but who is he? You know? All right, so y'all, we're gonna keep on. We're gonna go over to the game news, right?
Yes.
Because as you all know by now, there is another. Let me pull it up real quick. There's another free play weekend on Google Stadia.
Yes. Oh man. Crazy stuff.
Listen. I can't keep up with I really can't keep up with Stadia. I can't. So you might have heard of Dead by Daylight. As you can see right now on your screen, Dead by Daylight is definitely going to be free to play all weekend long. Take advantage of that. Don't be like me. Don't sleep on these great IPs. You know, go out there. Put some time into them if you haven't already. Don't be like me, like fumbling around trying to figure out what I want to jump on, and games like Dead by Daylight is free to play this weekend. The Crew 2, another one. Hellified Racer, that I know a lot of friends right here in the community that was on that thing heavily. You know, shout out to 64 Bibbity Bop, man. So many other people that was on the Crew 2, just having a good time, man. Eddie Player 1 and the other ones, Meg. So many people I've seen play it, and it's been appealing.
Yep.
But I have to say I haven't been on it, y'all, because Project Storm, I had this problem. I just want 60 FPS all the time, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. All right. But as you see over here on the right-hand side, man, they got the Destiny 2 Solstice of Heroes. All right. New content in the Destiny 2 universe. We don't even have to talk too much about that one, because if you don't know the greatness of Destiny 2 and Bungie and what they do by now, shame on you. But if you want to go over there and take a peek, Destiny 2, if last time I heard, is free to play. Now, the content you may have to pay for, but to jump on Destiny 2 for the first time, no downloads, no installs, no updates, no patches, and all that stuff, it's out there, y'all. Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night. Brilliant game. I played a little bit of it on Xbox, man. Brilliant game. I think it fills out the library really good. And we're going to be talking about this, like the games and everything. You see it in the title, but we're going to, there's a heavy focus on bringing games to everyone. Games for everyone. you know?
Absolutely.
And Stadia is making great strides, y'all, and we will be highlighting that more in depth. Then you got Ease 9. Before I can even enjoy Ease 8, Snow Bunny Gaming put me down with the game, y'all. I slept on it, didn't know too much about it. There's millions of games out there now. How can we know about all of them? So Ease 8, I have to give it more burn before I jump into 9. If Ease 8 catches me like I think it will, then I'll end up purchasing 9. It's that simple for me. What about you? Anything on this list that looks appealing, bro?
I definitely want Ease 9. I think it's cool. Well, I'll start off by saying I think it's cool that Dead by Daylight and The Crew 2 are out there as free-to-play games. Those are good games for people to interact with and see if they enjoy and get a taste of the platform. Ease 8 is a hell of a game. I love it. And I'm still early on in the game. We've done a couple of plays on Stadia Doses streams. Check us out there. So I want Ease 9 now, but I got to finish Ease 8. And then I'm going to jump on 9. I hear 9's combat is even better than 8, and 8 is fantastic.
Right.
Bloodstain. Well, let me go to Destiny. The Solstice of Heroes expansion. I gotta get back into Destiny, man. I really do, especially because it's free to play, and that's another game that we want to add to the whole Old Dirty Blasters effort. So once that goes full crossplay, I'll be on Destiny 2 a lot. That being said, last but certainly not least, Bloodstain Ritual of the Night, man. I hear so much positive stuff about this game, and I wanted to jump on it. That original sticker shock of $60 not only was steep but was perplexing, but but they got it fixed, man. They got it fixed, and I don't know if it was a mistake. We talked about this on Thursday. We don't know if it was a mistake storm or if the community spoke up enough and said, hold on, we won't go. But either way, it's great to see it at a price that now I can dig, and I believe I'll be jumping on as well. So I think these are all this is all quality content. Again, Stadia's doing a great job to curate the quality content, and it's great to see it coming to the platform at more and more at a faster pace. So
no, that's right, man. We got Chris in the house. What's going on, Chris?
Chris.
So we're gonna moving right along, man. Moving right along. We're gonna go into an important topic right now, and that is. Okay, it is the impact of Stadia being available on millions of devices, right? Yep. For me, MM2K and chat, y'all, it's just not adding up. Like, it's still not sinking in yet. How is this possible? It seems like overnight. How is this possible? And that's why we have like this stealth attack. I feel like while people are sleeping, Stadia's like they just keep making these moves, and their moves are not all. Some of them are always transparent. They're pretty transparent, man. They've been telling us what they plan to do for a long time, MM2K. But I'm talking about when you think about the millions of devices right now that people can just play Stadia on just like that, right? Some of them are in experimental phases and all that stuff, man. But you're talking. I just easily counted over 60 devices. I'm talking about including different phone models and stuff like that, man. Just different phone models that you could play Stadia on, man. Like laptops and just iPads and everything else, man. Like when you think about that, and you think about the fact that people said that they can't understand how this technology, how Stadia will survive, who it was for, like how it can exist, like whether the future is bright or not. Like, these are all the things that I struggle with, y'all. I struggle with it every week, which is why we had to keep bringing this up, man. Until MM2K makes sense out of it all, I'm going to continue to struggle, man. But I feel like it's absolutely insane, man. I feel like the haters are disregarding this. They are failing to talk about this. You know, I mean, as much as the negativity. And we know why. We know why, MM. But at the end of the day, man, over 80 million plus. And I want to emphasize that plus 80 million plus devices, because they recently hired somebody that's sounds like they're going to be focusing on bringing this thing to more devices. How many devices are there, MM2K? I mean, damn. Like, Stadia is going to be everywhere, bro. Like, is it becoming hard to deny Google Stadia? That's what I want to ask, man. That's what I want to ask you. You think it's becoming harder to deny or omit Google Stadia as a serious contender in the cloud race?
I think that, and I had a discussion on Twitter yesterday, and I woke up in one of those I got time today cuz moments where you see somebody babbling on. It was, in actuality, it was a blood-stained ritual thread where the developer or the publisher came out and said this game is now available on Google Stadia. And you got the idiot herd that comes out and they say, oh, all of the 3 people that are on Stadia will enjoy this. Like, they just rush to throw that joke out there and I guess get some attention. So I said, you know what? The rocket scientist of the award of the year goes to you for this original content. And then for this original joke, and me and the person was going back and forth. And the amount of misinformation that they had was astounding. But they were doubling down on this misinformation. And I said, if I weren't the wiser, and here's what they did. So they were going back and forth with me, and they know and y'all know that was a losing effort. So then I guess they went to my profile and they looked and saw that I'm a PNTS network contributor and Broadband Bullies contributor. So he came back and he said, you're a contributor to these different outlets. I don't know. I've never seen a journalist tell so many lies. I said, what? I said, I'm telling lies? And I had to break down the sources. And I said, look, let me put it to you nicely, because I've been insulting you because you've been a jackass. But let me put this to you nicely. The fact of the matter is, my friend, is that the media has it out for cloud gaming, and particularly Stadia. They go to GFN right now and they say, oh, yeah, GFN is cool because it's really piggybacking off of PC hardware right now, and it really doesn't try to be independent at all. It doesn't give the air that it's trying to be independent, and dedicated device warlords love that. But when they sit there and say, I'm okay with cloud gaming because of GFN, that's just bullpucky. We talked about this. Gamer Nexus, aka Lamer Nexus Storm, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself, said something in a recent video. I don't watch his crap because he's dedicated his whole life to crapping on Stadia. I almost swore, but he dedicated his whole life to crapping on Stadia. And he recently admitted, my brother pointed this out to me, he recently admitted, Storm, that the reason why he's doing it is because he don't want his hardware to go away. Right. You see, he's like in his grandmammy's old garage with old rusty ratchets and stuff like that, and defibrillators and stuff like that, and he don't want that to go away. And he thinks that the advent of cloud gaming is going to make it go away, which just proves how miseducated the media is. And if they're miseducated, that trickles down to you. Cloud gaming is not trying to take away dedicated devices, especially anytime soon. It's an alternative right now. It's a 2% business that's building, and at some point in time it will be the future, but they're not looking to get rid of dedicated devices. So to answer your question, Storm, finally, Storm was like, when are you going to get to my question? To answer your question, I think the problem is embedded in a whole bunch of misinformation and a whole bunch of fear mongering. They are so afraid that their dedicated devices are in danger, and that Stadia is the boldest implementation of that when it is available on all these Android TV devices, at the count of what they say, 80 million of them, when they are available.
Over 80 million or something, man.
Over 80 million. And when it does play flawlessly, or what we see, a treadmill? I can't find the link, but when somebody posted, I'm playing it on a treadmill. They don't want to show you that. What they want to show you is Jade Raymond left. Justin Aberti isn't there anymore. John Justice left. That's what they want, and they want to just harp on that 24/7. And what that does is that misinforms people, the same people that I interacted with, and that's why we make the effort, Storm do and I do, to engage on social media, to cut some of that off at the pass. We can't cut all of it off, but we cut some of it all at the pass, and it has an effect. I remember when Wario64, and this proves to you that what we're doing is working. And when I say we, I mean all of us. So don't let the people tell you, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's distasteful. That's a defeatist attitude. There are people out there like the homie Squid that's in the chat, like Bippity Bob, that fell victim to that stuff in the past. And because of platforms like this, they were introduced to the truth, and now it's helped them out. Squid got his own content creation channel now because of it. So don't listen to that defeatist talk. Don't listen to the talk like, oh, well, we don't advertise for Google. No, it ain't about advertising for Google. We like this platform, and any fan of any platform is going to speak up when there's misinformation of that platform. Google Stadia isn't any less. So when you hear the reason why the media is doing that is because they feel threatened, but we shouldn't let them feeling threatened override the fact that people need to be informed. Now, once they get Stadia in their hands, if they don't like it, then they can go away. It's like we've done our job. But as a gamer who cares about fellow gamers, I want people to be informed, and I will combat misinformation as long as we do it decently and orderly. You know what I mean? If we ain't threatening nobody or doing what they did to my brother P-Rock, doxed him and tried to put all his personal information. That's why I say that hoopla about this community being so toxic is bibble babble. Y'all don't see the stuff that's going on. Y'all don't even see a percentage of it. But again, to answer your question, we're not going to see it because as long as they feel threatened, as long as they're miseducated, they're going to feel threatened. And as long as they feel threatened, all they're going to focus on is Jade Raymond, SG&E, John Justice. It's like what they say, Forza, Gears, and Halo. That's all you hear about from Xbox. All you're going to hear from these news editors is Jade Raymond, John Justice, SG&E. But it's up to us to inform our fellow gamers, and we're doing it through efforts like this. We got to spread the good news, y'all. So that's my rant for the day.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. I can tell y'all right now, though, I did get a chance to watch that video in its entirety because I do want to hear what people have to say.
Absolutely.
I do want to know so that I could say, wait a minute now. That's factual, but this is not. You know, I want to be able to let you all know in case somebody brings it up in the discussion. I have to be on board. So that's what I say, y'all. I always encourage people to do your research. You know, don't just jump into something blindly. If you really don't know what you're talking about, just do a little bit of research. It's just going to help in the conversation. You know, that's just how I feel about it. Now, in that same video, though, I know that he did like he was testing for latency or whatever. And man, I was very surprised. Like, of course, he gave GeForce Now his ultimate stamp of approval. Stadia was somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? He really doesn't care for Stadia, but he also put xCloud dead last as far as latency and performance goes and all that stuff. But you really don't hear anybody talking about that. I don't think if we didn't mention this today, if I didn't bring this up, I don't think anybody would have known unless you happen to check that video out. But see, if that was Stadia, oh, I knew Stadia was laggy. It was, and that's just how it goes, man. But again, I hate going into it over and over and over, y'all. Y'all know what's out there, but we do have to inform the people who are trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about when they say things like Stadia doesn't work, it is destined for failure and all that stuff. Like, you could just ask the questions how and why. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? So now, I want to talk about the "You Have What It Takes" campaign. Remember that? You have what it takes. Yeah. Stadia was out there just letting people know that you have what it takes. And what they mean is the fact that you have devices in your home. Again, I just want to make clear that they told us this stuff. People are looking for transparency and roadmaps and honesty and all that from Google Stadia, man. Stadia's out here doing the same thing that they've always done since before the platform launch. And that is just let you know the important pieces as far as like the future of the platform, what the roadmap, what their goal is, what they're trying to reach, MM2K, how they're going to do it. They're telling you how they're going to do this with the technology, with the partnerships and relationships with these publishers and developers, man. But still, somehow, some way, people fail to do that research, man. They fail to look smart. I'm just going to say it, man. Y'all know me. I don't have no shame in my game. I do not shy away from the truth. They fail to look smart, man, in a lot of situations, because I'm like, I be damned. I know you didn't just get on here. How many subscribers? With almost 1 million or over 1 million in some cases subscribers, and tell these people out here some of the things you just said, man. I scratch my head and then I hit MM2K up in the private chat, y'all, and then I go to the chat looking for help and everything. I even come to you all sometimes looking for as much help as I can get because I really want to understand it. I really want to think like these people. I don't want to be the blind Stadia fan and all this stuff, right? I don't want that to be me. What I want to be is an informed Stadia gamer, right? I'm a consumer.
Yep.
You know, I'm definitely not going to go and jump on something with blind faith. How the hell am I going to know if it's for me or not? So I don't understand how these people can go out there, MM, like you just said, man. And I just want to let it go after this, man. But it's sad. It's sad to see that they would go to those lengths, man. And I continue, and we don't see it at a high clip like we used to, for obvious reasons. I guess Stadia is doing something right, man. We don't see it as much as we used to, but it still persists, though, man. It's there. But I want to go to this, back to this You Have What It Takes campaign, man, because the first time we saw that, we were happy. We were excited as a community. You know, Stadia's behind. I mean, Google's behind Stadia. Stadia's behind its product and all that stuff, which we knew already. We should have known. If you didn't know, you should have known, because they told us this is Google. I know. We get it. We get it, y'all. To some people, Google have killed off several products. We know that there's a timeline for when Stadia is gonna die. We know this stuff. But what y'all are not talking about out there are the things that we're breaking down today, like the You Have What It Takes campaign. Now, MM2K, you Have What It Takes marketing campaign. You have what it takes, right? And then you combine that with the 80 million plus that we're talking about on the low side, because apparently, like I said earlier, they're going to be adding Stadia to more devices, like these newer TVs that's coming out in the coming years or whatever the case, these new phone models and all this stuff. And before you know it, you can't no longer deny. You can't overlook the fact that Stadia is out there. You can't say, I don't know what this Stadia is anymore. You know, I don't never heard of it. Really? You never heard of it, but it's out there in over 100 million homes in 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so look, at the end of the day, man, people are going to make the moves that they want to make. They're going to purchase what they want to purchase, play what they want to play. But we could play what we want to play without trashing Stadia and without trashing the other services. But the only reason you'll catch me and MM2K sounding as if we're doing that is because people do that to us about Stadia and expect us to just sit there and be quiet. Well, y'all should know by now, episode 36, that that's not me and MM2K. We are not going to stay quiet and sit there and let you just be wrong. Why would we do that? You know? Yep. And when we're wrong, we'll say it, man. When we're wrong, man, we'll call it out and say, you know, man, I want to say I was wrong, you know?
Yep.
But that campaign, man, what do you think there's any... You think that has any kind of positive effect as far as like just getting Stadia out there in more people's hands or bringing more attention to the platform? Like, do you have what it takes and all the millions of devices that Stadia is now playable on?
Then the You Have What It Takes campaign. Now that was the one that they did, if my memory serves me right. That's the one that they did like late last year, right? Yep. That's not. Okay.
Yeah, all right. See, I saw somewhere. I don't know if it was. I was because I'm doing my research and I saw it. It was revitalized. It was revitalized.
Yeah. Shout out to Stadia Rev.
Yeah, maybe on Reddit or whatever. I saw it revitalized or whatever. Like You Have What It Takes, and then now it seems like they've added more devices. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To this whole thing, man. So I thought about that this morning before the show, and I said, "Damn, this is why they launched that." This is why they launched that campaign. So sometimes you got to go back and then you'll find you'll be able to put one and one together, man. If you just go back a little bit and see what Stadia was saying, see what they told us that they were going to do in 2019, 2020, and then look at where they are in 2021. Sometimes that's all it takes. But that's what it is. That campaign was specifically meant to say you have everything you need in your home already to enjoy Stadia. But I think some of us overlooked that. We thought it was cool, that was cute and everything, but I think we overlooked the real impact of what this could mean, man. Like you already have what it takes. You don't have to go out there and spend all that extra money. You don't even have to buy our latest device straight from Google to enjoy Stadia. Like, come on, man. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that I think that it's interesting. And shout out to Stadia Rev, man. This is why y'all need to mark your calendars tomorrow for Revolutionary Storm. What channel is it going to be on?
It's going to be on Rev's channel, man, because we,
on Rev's channel.
4th of July pushed us back a week. Got
you. Shout out to Predator to the chat. Good rapping to you behind the scenes, brother. I'm gonna say this. I think they need to bring that back out, and I think they need to do what you hinted at, which is add those new devices to it. See, the way I look at it, Storm, I think that Stadia's marketing, even though Google does tempered marketing altogether, but I think the marketing for Stadia is tempered right now because, again, they're still building. So they're not going all out yet. Mm-hmm. Like, we ain't seeing, I mean, we're still going to see a hot summer. We're still going to see improvements from, prior to what we're seeing now. But as far as them going all out with the machine gun and the LMG, we're not seeing that yet because they're still building to that point. But I think even though while they're still building, this is a great opportunity for Stadia to take advantage of people that are on vacation, that are away from home like myself,
yes,
who would like to play their video games. And maybe they thought, and this is why you probably heard so much disappointment, Storm, is maybe they thought that just in time for the summer, they was going to be able to bust it out on xCloud crazy with every game, like how you can on Stadia. Stadia's finally dead. Now we got the performance of Stadia on xCloud because of the Xbox Series blades. And wah, wah, wah. It ain't as simple as people tried to make it out to be. It wasn't that. I mean, again, I'm seeing a variety of different performances for some people say, oh, this game ran great. This was crappy, but it's nowhere near as consistent as you're seeing with Stadia. And we don't hear that talk about xCloud anymore, right? Mm-hmm. Just in general gaming, cloud game, you know what I'm saying? We don't hear it like we did because there was that anticipation that the Xbox Series Blade upgrade would have an immediate impact. And we're telling people, no, that's not the case. They got to build up Stadia. Google, it didn't take time for Google to reach this point several years for Microsoft's engineers to just be able to do it in a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Google's hiring all the wrong engineers, right? But we know Google got the top engineers in the world. So anyway, to continue on, I think a lot of this is brought on because, again, people were upset with xCloud. They thought that this would be the thing that I can play during the summer on vacation at the vacation house the way that I wanted to, and it's not working out across the board the way that it should. And look, all's fair in love and war. This is still a competition. So Google, if I'm you, I'm bringing that ad back out. I'm brushing it up a little bit where it needs to be. And like my brother Storm said, I'm adding these new devices on there. I mean, you ain't got to go all out. We know that you're not going to do the marketing blitz yet. You're still building, but this is an opportunity. I mean, look, I think Google's at its highest, or Stadia's at its highest right now, Storm, since Cyberpunk. I would potentially say that it might be even more impactful in some ways because of Rainbow Six Siege. You got major contributors going on social media, telling people, ditch your PC version and go play this thing on Stadia.
Yep, that was going to be next. So go ahead and elaborate on that one because it was going to be the next thing we talked about.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, this is a golden opportunity for you, Stadia, to do what my brother just alluded to. Talk about bring back that campaign and add those new devices because this is summertime. Summertime. You know I had to do it.
I hear you. Now, next time I want you to be on key, though. I just need you to be on key, man.
I can't guarantee that, so don't fire me. Summertime. All right. So this is summertime, y'all. People on vacation and on their phone. If they see the magic of Stadia that I'm seeing when I'm playing Madden, when I'm doing rehab with my wife. Listen to me, y'all. I'm doing rehab with my wife in this little, the people are so nice. I had to say, little shabby hospital. The internet probably got a muskrat running on a wheel. Wow. Trying to power it up. That's how. And they looked at me.
Like, don't tell me you were able to play Stadia in that location.
Bruh, not only was I able to play Stadia, but the fellow nurses, shout out to you, Ashley, was able to play with me. Oh, what is that you're playing? I'm playing Madden. How are you playing? Oh, you're playing it on it. No. I'm playing this over the cloud. Watch this. Boop, 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 boop. Put it on my phone. What? I said, yeah. And I was messing with her on her Switch. I was like, yeah, this is better than your Switch. And she was like, oh, whatever. I'm not into all that stuff. Come day 2, I noticed you had 2 controllers. I'm on, I got an hour and a half before it's my shift. How about I play some Madden with you? I'll play the Steelers. And we was playing Madden together. You can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that with a stick. So look, man, all I gotta say is that was a hell of a campaign. I'm glad that you brought that up, Storm. And it's important that the people see that. I wish we had the link. I shout out to Rev. Rev, if you're listening or if you're coming in anytime, please add that link. But Stadia, more importantly to Stadia, bring that back out. This is a golden opportunity. There's testimony to the fact that this is an opportune time for you to reinvigorate people. You got Rainbow Six Siege out there that's already doing that. Why not push it even further? Bring that campaign back out and add and update it. And I think it'll go a decent way.
So listen. And you're absolutely right. But I want to get into something. You mentioned cheating or anti-cheating and all that stuff in Rainbow Six Siege and we were out there on Twitter. We're in the Twitter streets every day, y'all. So you could definitely find us out there. If you haven't followed me, MM2K or Stadia Doses News on Twitter, now's the time, you know what I mean? Because we are deeply engaged in discussion, man. Ask the homie Dominicano791J. We were just in the DMs, right? And just having a good old time yesterday, talking Stadia and talking about, all kinds of other things, including how one day that he can actually be a part of the discussion, man. So we hey, listen. We chop it up about all these things. We've talked about it in the past, but some of you are new. That's why we have to reiterate things sometimes. So bear with us as we do that from week to week, because again, some people just pop in for the first time because they saw that you retweeted this chat on Twitter. They might come in for the very first time. So we have to catch them up to speed. Now, what were you going to say real quick, MM?
No. I was reading out loud because Jay Smith said, I'm doing it up with the chat, and he wanted me to check out a game.
Do your thing, man. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. You out there interacting and everything. We're not so caught up in the day's show and everything that we forgot about the chat. So I definitely appreciate you, bro. But I want to go into this anti-cheating real quick, y'all. Anti-cheating is huge. I mean, it's like cheating is huge in games, console games, PC games. We know this. Some of you have probably been victim of it. Some of you have probably cheated yourself. Now, I'm not going to say I'm always innocent in my 20 plus years of gaming, almost 30, maybe 30. I can't even remember, man. Atari, do the math. Atari 2600 is when I jumped on the scene. It wasn't my console, it was my grandfather. So fast forward into the day, then y'all can kind of get an idea that that's some decades. That's over 2 decades of gaming right there that your boy has. And so, but cheating has been a part of gaming since before I can even remember, man. And MM, I can tell you right now, there's one thing I hate more than just being like cheated out of a match or whatever, or being felt like just blatant cheating going on. And I recently saw some of this on PC, like when I was playing PUBG and Call of Duty over there. It was bananas, man. It was bananas. Now we're talking about Google Stadia coming out and telling us, once again, they told us, with Stadia, you don't have to worry about cheating. What do you mean, Google? Y'all crazy, man. Google's crazy, right? These are the haters, y'all. This is how they think, right? Google said they don't have to worry about cheaters. Man, we'll see. You can hack anything. Yeah, that's true. That's true, though. That is true. That's a fact. Yeah. You can hack almost anything, right?
Yep.
But I tell you this, though. When they realize that there's no console in front. See, people still think there's a console, like a box that we're playing Stadia on. Like the gameplay you're seeing right now of, what is this? I'm playing Cyberpunk right there. Yeah. On my desktop at 4K 120 hertz settings, 4K 120 hertz desktop setting. But that's what you're seeing right now, right? people still think that it's there's a console somewhere around that's making this happen, but that's not the case, man. See, the thing is, like, we're streaming the game from the data centers and all that stuff, you know. And I know it's like magic, but see, people don't have these devices that they need in order to make that cheating happen. It's not so easily available to them, you know. So because of this, you hear big time, like the content creator, man, shout out to him that was on Twitter and Twitch and everything with over 300,000, I think, Twitch followers. And I know on Twitter he had over 50,000 followers on Twitter. Man, I mean, for somebody like that to come out and highlight the fact that Stadia, you don't have to worry about that on Rainbow Six Siege. And it's really across the board when you're playing with Stadia players. Like if you change those settings to play with Stadia players, and I know somebody's going to say somewhere, man, it's not that many of them yet. But you got to remember, moves are being made to change that whole dialogue. You know, it's going to change that whole narrative, MM2K, right? So think about a day when you don't have to worry about cheaters anymore, man. Where it comes down to your skills at whatever game you're playing. You know, how big that is, man. So for somebody to say that and put it out there and be bold and brave enough to do so, knowing that he has that many followers, that says a lot about Stadia, man. I think people are waking up and realizing what the deal really is with this platform and what it's capable of. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think that look, like I said earlier in my rant, the media only has three things to talk about: Jade Raymond, SG&E, and John Justice. And then so they say, okay, you want us to believe that Stadia is shutting down because these three people or these three entities are gone. Well, they're still getting games, and the games look better. They're talking about doing some of these things. And even though the media lies or holds back positive information for Stadia, a lot of mainstream gamers still catch it. I interact with them on Twitter, and they say, hold on. We've been saying this. I've talked to one who said, I thought this thing was dead. Y'all keep telling me it's dead, and a year later, it's still alive. So, I mean, what's the deal here? So, as people are seeing that more and more and more, these are just talking points with really not a lot of meat behind them. They're starting to bypass it now. So some of these influencer storm that you're talking about that may have been afraid to be ridiculed or may have been afraid, I ain't gonna test that one yet. Now they're like, hold on. The platform is coming out. We're seeing it being a little bit more bold. We're seeing more people playing it, more people enjoying it. Now I'm starting to see more people on social media defend the platform, which that's important, y'all. Again, I know, and again, I don't want to go too far on a tangent. That's important. When you don't have any positive social media presence, you're dead in the water. So the fact that people will defend it, again, I'm not saying doxing people or threatening people, but people will say, no, what you said is wrong, and make you have and make it and put you in a position to where you either got to prove your points or let it go, just like any other platform. See, that's vital, y'all. And if y'all ain't been doing this for a while or haven't been engaged in gaming social media in a while, you don't understand how important it is. It's important for people to defend said product when said accusations are out there, or the original or the listening public is going to say, ooh, well, that must be true because ain't nobody defending it. Shout out to the homie 6'4", who said something in that regards. He said, look, I get it. People believe a lot of this junk about Stadia without trying it because they feel like, well, I don't want to be the sucker. So if all this stuff is being said about it, nobody's rebutting it, it's dead in the water, because that social media presence it means a lot. It means a lot in the current day. So now that you got people in Wario 64's drops of sales and stuff like that are defending the platform, and now that you got these big content creators, as my brother Storm alluded to, now telling you ditch traditional platforms and play these big games on Stadia. We had that Destiny 2 with the one content creator, but he wasn't making big waves with it. Now they're making bigger waves. That's what's needed. We just need to do it in decency and order. But I don't subscribe to that. Oh no, just let them go. No, that social media presence is important. Why do you think Phil and Aaron Greenberg are out there every other day putting fridges and wearing limbo t-shirts. They're doing it for a reason. So I follow the experts. There's a reason why they're on social media all the time. That presence is important. And just as that presence is important, it's important for us if we want to help in the effort of getting more players on the platform, help expose the truth. It'd be different if we were trying to expose a lie, but we're trying to expose the truth. So there's nothing wrong with getting out there and say, hold on, what you're saying isn't accurate. It's this, and this. And if they double down on it, say, prove it. Here goes my facts. Where's your facts? And as they buckle and go away, job well done. Just do it in decency and order. That's all. So to answer your question again, Storm, I think this is ultra important. This is what Google does. People can argue they should do a little bit more, but what Google does is they put a product out there, they put their talking points out there, and then they back away. That's what they do. They do the organic marketing. And organic marketing in ways can be, I know we want them to go out there and do all these commercials, but when you're a company like Google that's considered the evil tech company, sometimes organic marketing is the best approach. Let the consumers themselves, guarantee that something is working well or isn't working well. So to have these people out here saying what they're saying now, Storm, means a heck of a lot, and it goes on to bolster our efforts to make sure that the right information is out there so gamers can make the right decision. Now, once a gamer gets it in their hand and they say, oh, well, I don't feel the same way as MM2K and Storm about this, I don't really like it, then whatever. Our job is done. But to make sure that the truth is out there, yeah, you guys are doing what you're supposed to do. It's having an impact. I got content creators telling me all the time it's having an impact. So don't listen to anything else different.
That's it, man. And one more time, I want to remind y'all that what you're seeing on the screen right now is Cyberpunk 2077 being played on my desktop PC. Now, listen, I didn't have to, so you don't necessarily have to buy anything to play Stadia. I know some people are like, well, the CCU is technically kind of like the console. Well, in the traditional sense, no, it's not. It's not a console. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a streaming stick, a streaming dongle, streaming device, right? So here's the thing. Yeah. This right here, though, is on my desktop PC. So say I didn't have a CCU. Say I don't have that, the Chromecast Ultra, right? But I still want to play Stadia at a high level. Get on my desktop PC. Some of you have PCs from 4 or 5 years ago, older, laptops, whatever, it'll work. I mean, this right here is crazy, man. This is why we do this every week in, week out. You know what I mean? Day in, day out. It's Stadia. It's Stadia until something changes our mind. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. It's Stadia. And this is why we do what we do, man, because what I'm seeing right now on the screen, I forgot I did the damn video, MM2K. I'm thinking I'm just watching somebody play some games, bro. But listen, man, it's all fun, and this is what we love to do, y'all. As a content creator, you don't have to worry about, man, here we go again, y'all. It's certain things you don't have to worry about. The convenience of Stadia, y'all, makes it spectacular. That's why more and more people are finding out about it, and they're saying things, apologizing to Stadia and all that stuff on social media, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, Google. I just didn't know. Like, seriously. Please forgive me. Like, I didn't know it was this good. Dang, I just got my hands on the Premiere Edition. Like, we're still seeing those images. Don't take our word for it. Just sign up for Twitter. Some of you are already on Twitter. You probably know what I'm talking about already. You know we're not capping. Why? Why cap? Because the moment I feel like I'm capping, it's time for me to leave this alone. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I rock. Now, look, so that's extra spectacular, and this is another reason. It's another reason why people are mad, man. Like, if you're still wondering, after we've talked about this for several weeks and months now, why are people so mad at Stadia? Yeah, well, what you're seeing on your screen is another example of why, man. So here's the deal. And the phone lines, man. Can we open up the lines for the people in case they have something to say? We can open up the lines. We're going to open them up a little early today for y'all in case y'all have something to say, man. And then we'll probably end up wrapping the show up. Let me see what time it is, because I got the in-laws down about 12:30ish or whatever. We'll wrap up today. Yeah.
Storm, I got a question though. I went all around your question. I didn't answer it like I should have, but
you broke it down in the way that I got what you were saying though.
Now, but this whole cheating thing, like I saw something on Twitter about this new method. That it captures screen input or whatever, and so therefore the line that cheating on Stadia isn't possible isn't necessarily true. I mean, do we know much about this technology? Does it even exist? And do we know that it would even work on Stadia? You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of talk about it, but people have resigned to the fact that this thing is going to work. Do we know it's going to work?
I can't fathom it at all. I don't know. Yeah. All I know is that sometimes they manipulate certain things, and I don't even like to really put it in people's heads like that. But man, there's what cheaters do. What cheaters do. So if you hate the cheaters like I do, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about, like, listen, man. Listen, if you're trying to affect the gameplay of others, I have a problem with that. I do. Like I said, I put in cheat codes and stuff before in some of these games back in the day. I've done stuff like that, y'all. I think a lot of us have. Yeah. But when it comes to straight blatantly going out to ruin somebody else's experience that they paid money for, that they work hard for, to pay to keep these subscriptions or whatever, these game purchases and all that stuff up, to enjoy the gaming hobby that we love so much, y'all, then I really do have a problem with that, man. But I don't know, when it comes to all that stuff right there, I don't know, man. Like I said, anything's possible. But when it comes to Stadia, I haven't felt like I've run into any cheaters except maybe when crossplay was enabled. You know what I'm saying? And that would not be coming from the Stadia platform. So I don't know what they have out there. That could be a bunch of hoopla. Who cares? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care about it. The moment I start, when I tell you, I think I just experienced cheating for the first time, you all will know.
Exactly. So to this point, I mean, I know there's a lot of conversation about it. People were trying to break it down, but until we see it happen, the fact of the matter is that there is no cheating on Stadia.
Right. Okay?
That's the way I look at it.
They're gonna turn any positive into some kind of negative.
Yeah, so, that's their job, they go. You know, and they not wrong with kicking the tires, but I just don't like. I don't like speaking in absolutes about things that are not absolute.
Right.
Okay. You know what I mean? So that's not absolute that we and again, not just for Stadia, we don't know if it's going to work on any sole cloud gaming platform. We don't know if it's going to work on Stadia, if it'll work on Amazon. Maybe we could consider xCloud. Maybe we don't know if it'll work on any of them. So we'll have to see. I know that there's theories behind it, and people may believe one theory over another, but we still got to see it come to fruition before we talk about it in absolutes, in my opinion. But there goes the Skype line, 724-739-3612. Or you can leave us voicemail or viewer mail at PNTS via the Yappa application. And just leave us a video message or just a voice message, and we'll play it live on air. Give it a shot. Lines are open.
That's what's up, y'all. So feel free to call in, man. Like I said, join the conversation. Today is one of those real laid back ones. Hit you with the news, hit you with the straight up facts and all that stuff as best we can. But listen, so we got to talk about this F1 2020 thing, man. We really have to talk about it. I feel like we'll be doing a disservice if we don't touch it. We talked about Outriders. We talked about Serious Sam. We talked about other games and stuff that wasn't an optimal experience or whatever, man. But so we have to talk about F1 2020. From my understanding, we got a call. Let's go.
All right. Hello, you are live with Project Storm MM2K on SML Podcast. Who is it that we're talking to? Our good friend.
Actually, I am Joe Biden, President Joe Biden here.
President Biden, where's my stimulus?
Oh. Well, talk to the IRS, boy.
Gee, Millie.
Can you hear him?
I hear him.
Okay, good. Okay. What's up, brother?
Yeah, let's talk about this cheating debacle here.
Okay, let's do it.
I really want to hear. Hey, listen, G Millie, break it down. Hey, G Millie, hold on. Break it down thoroughly, because I want to know you. I really want to get your take on this, man. Go ahead.
This cheating debacle is big. Like they have a new program on consoles that you can cheat. You know, cheating's been big on PC. Who cares if you're cheating on single player games? You know, you do you.
Exactly.
You're not hurting anybody by cheating in single player games.
Absolutely.
You just can't get the what's it called?
Or whatever.
The bragging rights. Yeah. If you're cheating on single player games, but the cheating in multiplayer games is getting worse. You know, let's use Warzone as an example. They take down one cheating platform, but another one pops up. Actually, like two more pop up.
Yep.
And it's just going to be a matter of time once they figure out how to do it in cloud gaming. And another thing that that you guys probably don't know about, they have cheating software controllers now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Heard about it.
You can actually buy stuff for the DualShock 4 and the Xbox One controllers, and you flash the device on your computer, then you can have aimbot on your actual controller.
Now listen, I remember getting in a heated argument about this, G Millie, with some friends or whatever, who were like, "Man, it's just you. It's not nobody's cheating on consoles. You know how hard that would be to do. You know how hard it would be to do. Like, yeah, you know, like you would see somebody flying across the map is what I was told, right? You would see an instant headshot. I'm like, yo, I've seen some of this stuff, man. What are you talking about? So anyway, some people don't think that cheating is real. They don't. Some people just overlook it. They're in denial or whatever. But I know it's a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, since it's cloud gaming, we're not 100% immune. People are gonna figure it out. I don't mean to scare anybody, but
I mean, we gotta have the conversation, man.
Yep. But other than that, I don't really have much to talk about besides this whole cheating thing.
I tell you what.
It's a good thing that
Now I was gonna say, the fact that we're talking about the fact that they're gonna figure it out, they haven't really figured it out yet. You know what I mean? Like, especially at a large clip, like what we're seeing right now on consoles and PC and stuff, man. So until they do figure it out, then we're gonna go ahead and keep on. I know I'm gonna keep on enjoying the experiences I have over here when I want to get away from the cheating and stuff, man. You know.
Yeah, and another thing too, I want to add to that. Yeah, I mean, I think we were all resigned to the fact that hackers are relentless, so they're going to try to figure out something. I do think that the rampant uptick that you see in cheating with dedicated devices, I think they're going to have better control over it in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? Because the games are actually coming from those data centers. So even though you're going to see some attempts here and there, I think they'll be able to better combat them to where you don't just see it out of control like how you see it. Like, for instance, and while when I was doing the tutorial for Rainbow Six Siege, I saw 7 people get banned on Battle Out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
7 people get banned on Battle Out.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's getting out of, and then that's coming from the PC side. You know? So it's getting crazy on dedicated devices. I think that because Google and maybe Amazon, I don't know how this would affect xCloud, because xCloud, I don't know, but for Google and Amazon in particular, I think they're watching this. And they're thinking, how can we combat these versions? And then they're probably working on ways to vigorously combat if anything does come their way. Now, the reason why I wasn't so eager to say xCloud will be a part of that is because the Xbox server blades are the dedicated device version of the console, made into custom server blades. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a tech expert. I don't pretend to be one. I just don't know how that would work on their end, but I would think that Amazon and Google would have some ways to, even though they won't be able to stop it 100% in the future,
right?
They'll be able to combat it and thwart it a lot faster. What do you think about that?
What I think about the whole Xbox server blade type deal, I think too many people have Xboxes and Xbox Series X, where it don't matter.
Okay. Yep.
That's what I think.
So do I.
Because if they figured out how to cheat on consoles, and most of these games are on the old Xbox Ones and the Xbox Series X's, well, guess what? You're gonna see cheaters on local hardware instead of cloud hardware.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even on these even on PlayStation now, like whatever, what if Warzone's on PlayStation now? You're going to see cheaters on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think Google is most immune to all this because it's its own platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Until someone figures out actually how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there. You know what I mean? So.
And it's sad
that
sad that we have to have the discussion, but it's real, man. I mean, it can handedly ruin gaming experiences for a lot of people, man. And it is happening every single day. So we have to talk about it.
Now that's in all this whole cheating thing and me not having a lot of time. This is why I don't play a lot of online multiplayer games,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Me, same here, G Millie, man. Same here. And when I do, like I say, I could tolerate it more when I play on Stadia or whatever the case is, man. I really can. And then you see me making a lot of my content, man, as single player experiences. That's going to be the majority of my content because of it. So I'm going to continue to play multiplayer matches and stuff, man. Sometimes I laugh at the cheating that goes on, and other times I can't do it. Like myself and my boy was playing Call of Duty Black Ops the other day, Cold War, right? We were playing on PC, man. And sometimes you have some good players. I want to say this. I want to point this out. You can't always accuse good people of cheating, like good players. Because I know I've been accused of cheating before when I was on Madden and stuff. Like, you're cheating. You know what I mean? How you do this? I don't understand. Like, it pisses me off. I can't play you. You're a cheat. I'm going to report you. So that happens. Like, if G Millie, you've been at the top of the leaderboard, Bibbidi Bop, other players in the chat, Raven. Some of us have been on top of the leaderboard, man, and you get accused of being a cheater when it's not the case. So
you know what I do?
What's up?
You know what I do? I turn all that crap off. I don't want to deal with a little kid telling me that I'm cheating.
Oh yeah, well that's smart, man. That's smart. But I also like.
When I go into
like beating up on a little.
I hear little kids.
Yeah, I like beating up on a little kid sometimes on Madden.
Yeah,
I do like beating up on them a little bit on Madden, G Millie, because they keep saying, you old gamers don't know how to play and all that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to hit them back with, old gamer just kicked your beep, and then let them go about their day, man. So I do reply sometimes, man, but not all the time.
Yeah, I turn off all my personal messages, the whole voice chat thing. I just don't want to deal with it. I just want to go in there, kick some butt, and leave. And people suck so much at Call of Duty. Like, I could suck and I'll be on the top of the leaderboard. So that's how I do it. Sometimes I'll get my butt kicked. It's just the luck of the draw.
Right. But when you're getting your butt kicked because you're trash. You're playing like trash, right? That's the difference. But when you're behind cover and you still get shot, or when you're on PUBG and a headshot from who knows where just catches you in a location where you shouldn't get shot, like, you just know something fishy is going on, man. Or everybody on the map is getting killed, just getting plucked off by the same weapon, no recoil when you watch the death cam. There's ways that these developers and publishers are trying to help us figure out who's cheating and to report it. But man, like I said, it's just out of control now. Again, we're talking about cheating. We're talking about Google coming out and forward thinking. We're going to eliminate cheaters as best we can by having this platform here at our data centers, y'all. Like, they put that out there. And I think that was very important for them to do that, man. Like, it's why we're having this discussion today.
I think this too, and I want to get G Million's thoughts on this before we end the call. But G Million, what do you think that? Because again, we know that there might be some limited success. We don't what that's going to look like. We don't know, but if it's 1,000 times better than what we're seeing on dedicated devices, could that speed up? Could that speed up the time that we see Call of Duty drop on Google? Like, could they say, you know what, this is getting out of control. People aren't even enjoying the experience anymore. We're seeing our player base degrade. And then all of a sudden, but look across the street, boss. Rainbow Six Siege, they killing it over there on Stadia. Yeah, let's go do this. You know what I mean? Like, could we see an increase in influx on games like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty come to Stadia because cheating's getting so bad elsewhere?
I think he might have think he might have had to put us on hold or whatever.
Publisher.
Oh no, he's there.
Okay.
It's up to the publishers and the developers on that. Like, if they were really serious about bringing Call of Duty and all those to Stadia, they would have done it by now. Like Cold War came out after Stadia came out. You know, it could have been on Stadia by now. Yeah, maybe next year's Call of Duty or this year's Call of Duty could be on Stadia, but it's too early to tell.
Absolutely right, man. I like that way of thinking, G Millie. But man, we appreciate it. I know you got to get back to doing what you got to do and everything. So we appreciate the call as always, man.
Thank you, sir. All right, brother. Earn that money so you can buy the next cheat code. All right.
Yo, y'all just made me do it. Is he done? He cut out for me.
I know he said he got to earn his money to get the next cheap buffer. All right, G Million. Yeah, exactly. All right, brother. All right, man. That's a great
that
conversation.
right there was eye opening, man. Because you have to talk about it, and like I said, I haven't encountered that yet. Sorry, I haven't encountered that yet when it comes to Stadia and everything, man. Just playing with Stadia players and. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's something to think about. But look, we got another topic, right? And the phone lines are still open.
Sir. Still open.
Before we wrap up today, y'all, we got time for one more call if somebody wants to try to call in real quick.
Yep, absolutely.
But we want to talk about what's fair and not fair and when it comes to cloud gaming versus console or native hardware gaming and stuff like that, right? Because this has been a topic amongst me and my friends ever since Stadia launched, man. And when you first tell them about cloud gaming on Stadia, for example, the first thing they're going to say is, man, cloud gaming, I heard it was laggy and stuff, right? Okay, cool. All right, we dealt with that, right?
Yep.
But,
we got another phone call.
Man, let's go. Because I want to see whoever this is. We're going to see what they think.
Hello, you are live with Project Storm MM2K on SML Podcast. Who is it that we're talking to, our good friend?
Fellas, it's your boy Ron Slusher in the house today.
Slusher's back in the building.
Brother? Yes, what's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Ron Slusher, you called at the right time, man. I'll say that much. Because I got a question. I got a question for you, bro. You might have heard a bit of it, but I do have a question. But what do you want to say to the people today first, man?
First things first, gotta give the props to all you content creators, the MM2Ks, the Project Storms, the Aces and the Cloud Gaming and Stream Boys, the Lord Kensels, the Megatron, on and on and on.
Right.
First things first.
Appreciate it, good brother. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I just want to piggyback on that whole cheating thing that y'all and G Millie was talking about, man.
Absolutely.
I experienced it this morning, actually, before I got on here. Not on Stadia, but on GFN.
Oh, okay.
It was on GFN.
Yeah.
I was playing Rogue Company, and a Phantom hit me with a headshot with her back turned to me, running away. And then at that point, it was just, I had to put it down. But I think, I think Stadia they got to use this whole put in the end the cheating thing to help push this platform forward.
Yes, sir.
Because it's just going crazy. It's crazy on PC.
Yeah.
And with the whole crossplay, I think the consequences might be more what's the word? Dire on Stadia. Imagine you got a Stadia Pro account of over 100 games. You get caught, you get banned.
Yeah.
You lose all that. I think, you got more to lose that way. But as far as like a Call of Duty coming to Stadia, I actually feel it might be more. I think it might come to Luna first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got a feeling just because of the whole channel thing and
So you expect to see an Activision channel there first?
Yeah. Cut since it's it's the most played franchise in North America, and I can see probably their profits probably benefit them more to go on like a Luna channel, and I can see something like a Capcom channel. But who's to say, Stadia can't do that themselves, with Ubisoft Plus. I mean, it seems like EA, on there as well. So it's just not limited to Luna. So.
Hey, Ron, I want to push back on that just a little bit and get your thoughts on this. Because I'm glad, bro, I love your phone calls. We got to make, and we're going to make it mandatory, or we're going to drop a lawsuit when you don't call. We're going to make it mandatory that you call in every week. Because I was just talking to Storm about this behind the scenes, and we both forgot to put this on the docket. We know that Amazon is presenting the channels, right? And that's dope. Like you said, for Call of Duty, they can have the Activision channel, all the Activision stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even throw in what's that? What's the game? Sekiro. They could throw Sekiro in there or whatever. You know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Google just announced that they are going to double down on their efforts to get partners involved in a similar way. They said we're building our own platform. So all that hoopla about Stadia is going to die, that's out the window because all of the advertisements and stuff that we got going on, the summit and everything. But they said we're also going to double down on helping our partners provide their own platform. Now, there's different theories about that, but let me put this on a nice little bow for you to answer. If Stadia and Amazon both approach Activision, and Amazon says, look, make your channel part of Luna, and we'll call it the Luna Activision channel. But then Stadia follows up behind them and says, oh, hold on. We still want to use our platform to power what you're doing. But you know what? You ain't got to put our logo all over the place. They don't, just call it the Activision land. You can use whatever UI you want to use, whatever setup you want to use. You're not stuck and limited and having to deal with Luna's branding and all that other stuff. And you're still powered by Stadia. And it ain't got to be part of the Stadia UI because guess what? It's going to be playable on Google TV. So it's going to be $14.99, whether it's part of Stadia or whether it's just on Google TV a la carte, right? Do you think that approach from Google would be a little bit more successful with Activision, or have I sipped too much Old Milwaukee this morning? Okay. Okay.
You know how I said
hit the like button.
You know what? I think the chances of Stadia getting it first probably it might. Well, because look, we already got an Activision game on Stadia, Sekiro. Mm-hmm. So Activision's got some kind of tie with Stadia already.
Yep.
Same goes for Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption too. So the possibility of a GTA 5 landing here, I mean, the door's open.
Yeah.
Let me say this, Ron. Let me say this. That's very important. I want to throw this out there, right? Because those are two publishers right there that no matter how those games got here, whether they paid $50 million, billion, trillion dollars, or whatever the case was, those games landed on this platform. Red Dead Redemption 2, day one. That means they ported the game over in a timely fashion to get it on here and everything, right? I keep bringing this up, Ron, so I do want to hear what you got to say, bro. But I had to interject. I had to inject this whole thought. Yeah. Yo, the fact that these games, because I said it a million times, Sekiro is here. They could have said, no, we don't want our game on this platform right now. It's too new. It's cloud streaming. We don't want it. But I tell you what, Ron, I can't see them turning down. What matters the most is that money, because the money keeps the lights on, man. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You look at Resident Evil Village. They threw what, 10 million at that game to get it on Stadia.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Yeah.
Do you think Amazon Luna is willing to throw 10 million on their platform?
They
get a
might.
Call of Duty or.
They might, Ron.
And also, let me throw this out there. Stadia's free. You got to pay to play on Luna. You got to pay for Game X Cloud. You got to pay for GFN. Nothing beats free 99. You know?
Nothing.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I mean, as you can see, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like you said, the facts. I mean, they're throwing money at Madden 22, day and date.
Yep.
Far Cry 6, day and date. They're not afraid to sling money around. And
So Ron, let me say this.
And like I said,
go ahead. Yeah, my bad, because at times on my end you cut out a little bit, so I don't know if you're done or not. So go ahead, finish your thought, and then pass it to me, bro. Forget MM2K for right now. Pass it back to me, man.
Listen to this.
Yeah, just to piggyback on. Like you said, they already have a relationship with Activision. They got a relationship with Rockstar right now, so it's already established. There's something there, and that's. Remember correctly, when GFN was in beta, they did have Modern Warfare on it, but it got pulled back in the early beta days. So I guess that relationship fell out, and they don't have any EA games on there as well. So,
right.
So those big three publishers all have some kind of tie and have some kind of relationship with Stadia. They're connected in some way.
Exactly.
So. I mean, at least the groundwork is there for those big games to come over.
Yep.
Ron, let me ask you, man. Can you see Stadia saying, SG&E, we knew it was valuable. We really wanted to see this come to light, right? Can you see them saying something like this? But we have now piqued the interest of more publishers than we possibly thought at this point, right? Like people really, they've said this before, Ron. They said that publishers are, and you can see the proof because games just keep coming to the platform. Now, whether it's the games you want to play, that's a different story. But games are coming to the platform all the time. Whereas no game really, if developers and publishers didn't want the games on the platform, they wouldn't come. Now, here's the deal, though. So, SG&E closing. I said I could see Google saying, look, man, instead of putting the millions of dollars into this or billions into these games that we still don't know how they're going to perform, and then it seems like exclusivity is really not the primary focus for a lot of developers, because now, Ron, and MM2K, developers are out here and publishers are realizing that the video game industry is getting larger. So what does that mean, chat and Ron, MM? That means that there's more money to be made for publishers and developers out here. So if you have a good game or a great game or a fantastic game, you have more of a chance to make enough money that you don't have to depend on exclusivity. You could get more money when your game is third party. It's everywhere. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You could get more money when your game is everywhere. So that's becoming more and more the case. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to research it. I know what I'm saying is making sense. I'm going to find some facts though to back that up. So with all that being said, man, I could easily see them closing the doors to SG&E so that they can have, they said it. Yeah. I don't have to guess. They said it.
They said it. Yeah,
they said it
1,000 times over.
They said it.
I was bewildered. By SG&E even being in existence at first, but I said, okay. I mean, I originally thought that what Google was going to do was use its engineers or the people at Google to work with third-party developers to make all this stuff that we were seeing at GDC happen. I didn't know they were trying to create a studio on their own, because I know from personal experience on seeing other studios being built on for other platforms, how long of a process that could be for them to gel together and actually do some good. You know what I'm saying? Like even Naughty Dog that we know of today wasn't the Naughty Dog that was picked up by from Universal by PlayStation. It took them years in grooming to get to that point. So it makes sense that if you're lacking on content, and poll after poll after poll, y'all, the people say, well, we don't care about your exclusive. We want to see Call of Duty and Madden and stuff on here so I can play it on the go with this great fidelity that I'm playing Cyberpunk in or Doom. What you're seeing on your screen right now, I can pull it up my phone and play it that same way on my phone, and can't nobody else have that same great fidelity in the cloud right now across the board. Period. So what are your final thoughts on all this, Ron? I mean, it's just interesting stuff, and we love when you call in, brother, because you always get the brain juices flowing, man. But what are your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, man. Stadia, they are making the moves. They're getting you the games you want to play. I mean, just look at the track record. PUBG.
Yeah.
Say what you want it. You like it or not. I believe it's the most played game in the world based on user account.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Including international. And
International mobile.
Rainbow Six.
Yep.
Yeah, and Rainbow Six, another hot multiplayer game.
Yes.
When Ark gets here, I believe there's a user base of at least 10 million on there already. They're starting to focus on those multiplayer games For Honor. Whenever that gets here on Stadia.
I tell you what people are not looking at.
Madden.
oh, dang! I thought he was done.
Yeah, so just like I said, I believe last week, they're just focusing on these big games. I don't see what the big deal is with the whole SGE thing going, because they didn't release a game. Well, they released a game, but they never developed the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
They only published Outcasters, I believe. That was the only game brought to us by that studio, but they didn't even make it. It was a Flashdance. But yeah, the next month, like I said, we're gonna see. I think Stadia's, the ball's in their court, and it's up to them what they're gonna do with it from this point, because they pretty much have the crown right now, and the only one that can really knock them off right now is themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Well, Ron, good brother, thank you for calling in as usual. Great stuff, man. And look, if you're in it, Ron, are you signed up to play? We should have asked G Million. Are you signed up to participate in the Summer Community Championship? You can win. Look, all your questions, do it anyway. And if you any questions, we're going to ease, because there's a lot of questions out there. We've been getting a lot of questions. If you tune into Stadia Dosage at 4 p.m., if you can catch it live or just catch it on demand, Jack Deslip, Clive, Linden, and myself, we're going to be going live to answer all your questions about registering and what it takes. Trust me, brother. You'll after that you'll be like, oh, okay, let me go sign up and try to get this $1,400. I want to see everybody, all of our supporters there, man. I don't want our supporters. Y'all been so great to us. I want to see y'all get up there, man. So definitely, think about signing up, and then you can be there for that Q&A session.
Sure will.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. Have a good one.
All right, Ron.
All right. That's going to take our calls for the day, man. Go ahead, brother.
That's it. So that's it right there, y'all. Now check this out. We got a couple more things real quick before we wrap up. And I mean, we're going to wrap up as soon as they're done. Now listen.
Yep.
I was asking before the phone rung when G Millie called. Shout out to G Millie and Ron Slusher for calling in, man.
Yes.
The boys always showing support, always showing love, never afraid to speak up, man. I love it. What's fair and not fair? I was going into the console gaming and all that stuff, how people they troubleshoot their consoles and all that in their hardware.
Yes.
And M2K. I've done it. You've done it. I mean, who hasn't done it? You have issues on your console and internet connectivity. Hey, I remember times on Xbox where I had to call in, get my ports open, port forwarding and all that stuff. I had to get my ports open just to talk to everybody in my party chat, bro. Do you have you ever had to do that?
Absolutely. I've had to do that division. Yep. Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
I remember when you had to contact Microsoft or Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, or Nintendo or whatever, when something wasn't working properly.
Yes, sir.
Does that sound right to you?
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking you then, why do some people act like they can't do the same thing for cloud gaming, man? I mean, what's so hard about it, man? It's the same thing as a phone call. It's looking up. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even have to call. You can just go in the chat and get the customer support and the help that you need. But I know the answer, man. But I just wanted to throw it out there. I do know the answer, man. But I wanted to throw it out there anyway, MM. What are people doing here, man? Why are they acting like this? Is what I mean. You got to think about what you say sometimes.
Absolutely.
I have to do it. You have to do it. We all have to do it, man. We have to think about what we say, what we ask, what we put out there, y'all. So you have to troubleshoot on your consoles to game the way that we game already. Traditional console hardware gaming, PC gaming and all that. So you're telling me that you can't do the same thing for cloud gaming? Is that what people trying to say out there? MM, help me out with that, and then we're done with it.
You can. And the thing that's crazy about it, Storm, is that people will calibrate their TVs. They'll sit there in front of their TV for hours.
Yes, sir.
Calibrating their TV to go with the dedicated devices, and checking out your network that only takes a fraction of that same time. They're not willing to do. Again, it's just fear mongering from the media community. If the media wasn't fear mongering, said, "Oh, look, you got to tweak this," because look, we don't. Sometimes we don't think from 5,000 feet and use the logic that you just use. We're trying to go about our normal day and our normal lives, so we don't think about this thing in a granular fashion when we should. But it is what it is. With that being said, the media, sometimes we erroneously use the media to fill in and do the thinking for us. And as long as they're out there saying, "Oh yeah, you got to calibrate your network. Oh, this is horrible." Like I remember talking to a good friend of mine real quick who said to me, they were trying to play PUBG on Stadia and they didn't have the best internet. But I said, you know what? I know other people that have around the same internet and they just got to, get their network together. Oh, I get my network together. I can't just plug it in and it works and it looks good. This is horrible. And I said, but you just talked to me a week ago trying to calibrate your new PC monitor for 3 hours.
Man,
like, what are you? What are we doing here? You see what I'm saying? So I'm blaming the media. The media is behind a lot of this erroneous thinking, and as more and more people like the influencers from Rainbow Six Siege come out there and overtake the media hype, it'll get better.
All right, good, man, because I had to bring that up, man. I know some people, cloud gaming is just not for some people for other reasons, man. But I got an answer for everything. You don't want to go over your data limit? Play Stadia or whatever cloud gaming for an hour. Play it for 2. You don't have to listen, y'all. I got to break it down because nobody else is going to do it, man. You don't have to go over your data limit, man. You don't have to reach that cap or exceed that cap. I'm telling y'all, you don't have to do it. Because 9 out of 10 times, you're probably already playing on a console or a PC or something anyway. Stadia could just be an addition. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in my house right now is in addition to the other. But so again, it's just like some people, what I'm trying to do is just get them to think on a higher level when it comes to a discussion like, well, you're telling me why you think cloud gaming is not going to work, and I'm telling you why I think it is going to work. But then you get mad at me and argue me to the death, where you don't even want to hear my point no more. Yeah. I don't think that should be the case, man. So that's why I hit you with that topic, man. So listen, the last thing, a great topic. You and Ron Slusher talking all this Activision and stuff. Here's the what if. Here's the what if zone. What if Ubisoft, who we know has that great. I'm surprised we don't see memes out there. Stadia and Ubisoft married. I'm surprised we don't see that because I'm telling you, they have such synergy and everything, man. Such a partnership, a relationship going on right now that it makes me want to think if they wanted to get dirty, because Stadia never said they're not about bringing games to the platform first, like Avatar, like that brand new Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Brand new Splinter Cell, just like Immortals Phoenix Rising, only playable on Stadia. Now, I'm not saying this is happening. I see Rev in the chat. I got to be careful. Rev is out there, y'all. You know what I mean? We were asking for you earlier, Rev. What's going on, man? So look, but I'm talking about the potential is there. The possibilities are there because the relationships are established. Like Ron Slusher just got on here and kind of hinted at, right? Can you imagine what that'll do, man, if the world got a Splinter Cell? I just heard Paris Lilly. I just saw him on Twitter saying, so you're bringing us this new Assassin's Creed Live or whatever that nobody asked for. I saw him say this now, MM. Bring us Splinter Cell. And he put that thing in caps. Boy, can you imagine the day? And I know we were going to get a chuckle out of this one. Can you imagine if Splinter Cell does drop and it's on Stadia first, bro?
Oh my God! You know what I would do if I was?
But I want to hear your thoughts. That's what they could focus on as well. Don't rule that out like it's not a possibility.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the Xbox is only even in the discussion because of what they did with the 360. They haven't proven themselves yet, but they're only in the discussion as a platform because of how the 360 dominated for most of that generation. And really, in my mind, they dominated the whole generation because they've sold more software. That being said, their greatest generation in the eyes of many was except for Halo, was based off of second party relationships. Mass Effect, BioShock, even though that was time. You know what I'm saying? Them getting the marketing rights to Fallout. That stuff was huge. You know what I'm saying? So Stadia can pick up that playbook. And here's something else to think about, Storm. If Stadia were to get Splinter Cell, make it a PvE, make a PvE version and a PvP version that is exclusive to Stadia and PC for the sake of the player base, and have the PvE drop on Stadia first.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy.
Oh man,
that would be nice.
Or a demo.
Or
You know what I mean?
Or have a demo. I think if Stadia gets more in the habits of getting big ticket second party games that are exclusive to Stadia and PC, but then a big portion of the game that isn't reliant too much upon player base is released on Stadia first, that'll go a long way too.
Man, I thought it would be a great. I'm glad I brought it up, man, because I knew it was going to be a good discussion. But I tell you what, though, real quick, man, we're going to highlight the chat because that's going to be it for today.
Yes.
I got to get out here with the in-laws and all that. MM got some things to do, y'all, and I know you all do too. So we want to thank everybody for showing up, man. We got Rev in the building, Rashad Lawson, Roosevelt Phillips, G. Melly, man, Bibbity Bob Charles, Raven, Predator, man. Everybody that stopped through. Victor Alistine is in the building, man. What's going on, Victor? And we had Victor Del Maestro as well, man. Mike Rolfe was in the house. Everybody that joined, Bulls for Life. Jay Smith, man. Who else, man? As we go on up, y'all, if I forgot to call your name, maybe I hit you up earlier. Jamal Adams stopped through, man. Chris and everybody else, y'all. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like I said, man, I know it wasn't the most crazy, over-the-top show. Don't worry, that's going to be next week's episode on Stadia Doses News. But today we had to really do some thinking, y'all. We had to do some thinking. And we're going to be bringing you more of this next week. So tune in. Make sure y'all check the brother MM. Subscribe to the brother's channel. Subscribe to my channel. It's just a click of a red button, like I always say. Click it, forget it, you know. Give a brother a sub. We be out here putting that work in if you haven't already, because a lot of you have. But I do want to say this, though, MM. I know that we have a lot of moves coming up, man. SSC Podcast, we've been telling people we have some things going on behind the scenes. They probably don't believe us, man. But I assure you all that we do have things in the works. If they only knew. That's all I can say. If they only knew, man. So with that being said, bro, I don't have anything else, man. But you can find me right here, y'all. Project Storm is the channel. You see the avatar. You know, that's what you can look for. Or you could type in Project Storm 8K. I'll be dropping these 8K videos. And in fact, wait till y'all see this Halo. I got some gameplay coming up, man, that's really it should be eye-opening, man. Some straight classics like Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Halo, the Master Chief Collection, and 8K. Have you ever seen it before? Have y'all ever seen it before? So stay tuned, subscribe. That's the reason why you want to subscribe. Hit that like button, y'all, and we appreciate everybody to hit that like button today, man. I didn't even ask y'all. You hit it anyway. That's love right there. So we got something special coming up for everybody that tunes in on a regular basis. I promise y'all that. So MM, anything you want to throw out there before we roll out?
No, that is it, man. Just again, tune in here. Let me get I want to get this real quick. I want to get the channel link. Join us 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we're going to be talking the Summer Community Championships, and we're going to be doing a Q&A session. So let me just put this in the chat real quick. Join us for Summer Community Championship Q&A, 4 p.m. EDT. And join it here. It's going to be on Stadia Dosage News. Me, Jack Deslip, Clive Linden. Of course, Clive Linden and Jack Deslip will do all the informing because you know me. I'm just there just to be there. But no, we're going to do a Q&A. We're going to talk about the what's going to be a fantastic tournament. And be there and sign up. Go and sign
Definitely.
up. Go to at the Summer CC and sign up on Twitter. Go find that link and sign up. Just sign up and enter for your chance to win $1,400. Right? So that's it.
Free money, y'all. I mean,
Free
what
money.
are we thinking? What are we thinking about? What's the pondering for, man?
Absolutely.
But look, y'all. So we appreciate you. Like I said before, until next time, 3 things I need y'all to do is keep it safe, keep it positive, and keep it gaming. Your boys are out of here. Peace.
Peace.